What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to Subnautica, where I'm so amped to be here. I'm really excited to play this episode with all of you. We have spent the last couple episodes just sort of dithering, trying to find one or two things that we need in order to make our life work. Today, we found that thing, at least in the episode that I recorded prior. That's a very, very good thing, because now we have tons of stuff to work on. So that's kind of how the game works. There's going to be little stop blocks here or there you're going to run into. Hopefully you can watch my video and figure out where the stuff you need to get is so that you can play the game properly and get to the new stuff once the game gets started. We've got all these batteries recharged over here. Yes, that's what I like to see. All those things charged up and good to go, looking solid. We'll go ahead and throw some of this stuff inside of our gear lab, and for the moment, there's a couple of upgrades that we can look into that I think are going to work pretty well for us. We've got a weird little beaker right there. It looks like one of those things you pee into when you go to the doctor's office. Dude, I hate that so much. It's impossible, man. You can't do it. Like, you got to cut off midstream. It's hard. It takes willpower. You be in there just like, going Super Saiyan, trying to stop the stream so that you don't overflow the cup. It's the worst. I hate it. Every time they're like, all right, we're going to have to do a piss test. I'm like, damn it. Why? I don't wanna. I think I have something in here that is not powered right now, my habitat builder. So let's take that. We might actually be building habitats today, from what I know. We've got one battery that needs to be recharged. All right, we'll dump off our food bricks over there, our Acme food bricks. We've got gear, we've got all that stuff. Titanium. Oh, I'm sitting on a grip of titanium right now. So that's easy peasy lemon squeezy. Here's what you do when you have extra titanium. You turn it into ingots. That is a rule of this game. At some point, you're going to need ingots. So you might as well convert it over right now. With our habitat builder, the thing we're looking for is going to be in this menu right here. We have the power charger, which is pretty sweet. It takes rubies in order to get done. I don't think that's going to help out very much, so meh. We're not going to build it right now. Instead, what we are going to plan on doing is... Where's my vehicle upgrade module? We grabbed that thing, and I'm all excited about it now, and I want to make it happen. I don't know what a power transmitter does either. We need a computer chip for that. 3 titanium, a computer chip, and copper wire. Computer chip is comprised of a wiring kit and some... Oh, just table coral, gold, and copper wire. We can make that happen. All right, so let's get our... Oh, no, we can't. I'm actually out of copper right now. Shame on me, starting an episode without the things that I need in order to entertain all of y'all. See, now I feel like I'm a bad person. All right, well, let me run around and grab some of that stuff first, then we'll come back, I guess. Sigh. I did my job. I did my job. I was supposed to... I thought I had lots of stuff loaded up. My other stream gameplay at twitch.tv/splattercatgaming. You can catch me live. I've been playing this game a lot since the 1.0 came out. You can catch me there, but anyways, in my other... like I said, I'm mixing up items right now. In my other gameplay, I've got pretty much like 100 of everything. Like, I've got a lot of random stuff laying around. Do I have table coral anywhere? Where would that be if I have it? I do have table coral. Ooh, that is coral for the table. Like dinnerware, almost. I've got a lot of extra things down in here. I'll throw those in there just to make some space. We've got uraninite. The nice portion about us being stuck and not really accomplishing anything for a couple of episodes is that, well, really, we've ended up in the solid situation where we've unlocked a lot of stuff earlier than we actively need it. And so that's the other part of this that actually turns out to be a good thing when you consider what we've been doing. I'm gonna need a couple of wires, so I might as well make those now. Give me the wire right now, because that's gonna be an important part of this whole process. Yup, thank God for fabricators right now. I tell you what happens if you stick your hand in there? Like, I know that I shouldn't. That's not the point here. Like, I know that I shouldn't. But part of me is curious, just like, but what happens, though? We've got our vehicle upgrade station on this side. We've got to slap this to one of the walls of this habitat. And so when we put this in on this side, this gives you access to a special constructor that allows you to add upgrades to your Seamoth. The Seamoth gets re-picked up when that goes through. But here's the special fabricator on this side. And the things that we're looking at is we want to be able to dive deeper. And that's going to take us 2 glass in order to do. That is a module that 100% I would get right now. I don't like the Cyclops. I'm not a fan of it. It's too slow. It can't get to the locations you want it to go to a lot of the time because it's just too damn big. If it gets attacked... That's the other terrifying part, is that until you've got a bunch of upgrades for the damn thing, it can't really defend itself either. And so what we have right now is a giant hot dog waiting to be eaten by our enemies. And I don't feel like tempting them with that lovely barbecue delicacy. I just don't want to do it. And so I'm going to take this module right here. This will give us a little bit more leeway for our exploration. Not a lot, mind you, but a little bit. The load station, is it on this side? Okay. In my other playthrough, it's on the other side. It's on the right-hand side. We've got our depth module that goes into that slot right there. So I don't think that changes the actual texture of the Seamoth yet. But some of them, like when you add torpedoes to it, it'll add torpedo slots. And when you add an inventory slot, it'll add like a little backpack to the side of it. It actually changes the way the Seamoth looks, upgrade by upgrade. The perimeter defense system is the big thing that we want for if we're going to be exploring, because that's the oh shit button for if the Reaper catches you. It allows you to shock any number of enemies and get them up and off of your Seamoth. It drains a lot of the power core on it, but it's not bad. I would absolutely recommend it. A torpedo system is a pretty good idea. Aerogel, I don't know how to make just yet. Seamoth sonar, we can do that. I mean, it gives you topographical data, but I'm not in the market for that just yet. Other things that we could do, engine efficiency, pretty good. Makes it last a little while longer. I'd say a storage module is probably a good idea for right now. Hull reinforcement is also pretty dope. Makes it so that when you get bit, you don't have to worry about losing like entire subsystems. Like we got a Seamoth blown up in the previous episode. So you can see how easy it is for this poor little nut to crack. Do I have the diamond that I need in order to do that? I don't even have the diamond that I need in order to do the thing that I want to do. So we are going to have to dive down into some deeper biomes and get ourselves into trouble. But I know just the biome to go to right now in order to even out a lot of the stuff that we need. Do I have 10 of those right there? I do. Make another ingot. Yerp. Just clean up the inventory. I got too much shit sitting around and it's getting in my way and it's being annoying. So get that on out of there. For the backpack module, what did I need for the backpack module? Because my inventory spends a lot of its time full and in general in a state that I don't like. And so for the backpack module, I just needed titanium and lithium. Yeah, let's strap that on right now too. I could also do the torpedoes, maybe. Just be aware that the torpedoes tend to eat up a lot of resources, so don't fire them very often. Oh, I need aerogel for that. Never mind. Need aerogel for that. Other things that we should add onto our base pretty soon. We should definitely think about getting ourselves a scan room. That's one thing that we're lacking. The scan room's gotten a lot of upgrades since the last time that I played with it. I've avoided it till now because I didn't know how good it was, but it's actually pretty good at this point in the game. It's pretty dope. We've got that, and we need lithium up out of here. I've only got a little bit of lithium left, but I know where I can get more. Lithium is not hard to come by. It's a pretty easy resource to get your greedy little hands on. There's our storage module right there, or your greedy huge hands. I don't know what you have. You might have one or the other. I keep coming around to this side because I'm used to it being on this side. It's throwing me off. Go back over here and slot that on in. Ooh, it feels so nice, said the Seamoth. And there's its little backpack right there. It'll give you a substantial area to throw stuff like batteries, things that you're always going to need. I mean, that's normally what I use it for, is I throw batteries and power solutions and stuff like that in there. I find that that's the best thing to put inside of there. Maybe a little bit of food, maybe a little bit of water tends to be a pretty good choice too. Just little things that I've learned as I've been playing the game over time. In our gear locker, I don't think there's anything in there that I want to bring. Instead, this one, throw some power cells in there, throw some excess batteries in there, a couple first aid kits. For food, we'll grab both of the nutrient bricks and both of the disinfected waters. And basically, I don't use the Seamoth to store extra stuff. I use it to store things that I might need to prolong my journeys. That's just my personal preference. You can play it however you want. Obviously, you bought the game. If you have the game, it's your game to play. Play it however you like. But that's what I like to do right there, is just bring along survival supplies just in case. With the habitat builder, I would like to make a scan room next. What do I need for a scan room? I need copper, I need gold, and table coral. We have all of these things. And so my recommendation would be, let's load up on titanium. And while it's nighttime, we can't really explore or do anything interesting anyways. Let's load up on titanium. We're going to load up on copper. We're going to load up on gold. And then the last thing that it needed was table coral. So we'll jump up in here. Coral! There it is. So we've got our table coral. Let's swim out along this side. Don't want to mess with that building right now. It's it's where it is, all right? Wherever it's going to be is where it's going to be for right now. So let's not consider fiddling with anything that's going to get us into trouble. Instead, we'll open that up right there, and then with the scan room, we'll add this onto the edge of it right there. Perfect. The scan room, consider it to be a dead end when you're building. The scan room, you can't really build stuff off of it. Like, every single wall has, like, a functional thing on it. The scanner room is really cool, though, so let me take you back in for a tour so you can see what the scan room does, because it's dope. It's pretty sweet, all the cool stuff that the scan room allows you to do. There's some pretty sinister upgrades on this thing, and not sinister in terms of, like, it deals damage. Instead, what I mean is that it allows you to scan for resources. So this is the scan room, and once again, in my other playthrough, the cameras are on this side, and that's on this side. I don't know if it does it randomly based on topography or how it does it, but it's throwing me off. So you can scan for things, like let's say that I wanted copper ore. I hit that button right there, bink, it fires out, and it says, yo, there's copper ore right there. It's the little red dot. We're this thing right here. These two little dots right here, I think one is us and one is the scan room or something like that, if I remember right. We can hit that right there. We can also, if you go to the fabricator that comes with this place, you can make a scanner room HUD chip. What this does is you can slot this into your character, and it will allow you to see pinpointed resources on your HUD so that you can go and get them. It's basically, you have to have that if you're planning on doing it. We can also make camera drones. We can make the range upgrade go up, or we can make the scanner room speed go up right there, and you can slot all of those things in. You have room for every single one. They're just linear upgrades that you can get done. So something to think about. The HUD upgrade is really cool. I would recommend it. We have the stuff for the HUD upgrade, I think. If I can make a computer chip right now, we can make the HUD upgrade so that we can add that to our character. Let's go over here and electronics, make a computer chip, and then we grab the magnetite out of the metals bin on this side. There it is. And we can make this thing over here. It's pretty sweet. I like it a lot. Our little growing area is starting to get a tad better. I'm excited to play around with that, but frankly, there's so many things I want to get done in this episode to make up for the fact that we haven't done anything in the last few episodes that... There it is right there. And so we got the scanner room HUD chip. Let's do copper ore right there. It starts to ping and scan, and there it is right there. You can actually see it on your HUD. Now be aware, as long as this thing is scanning, we turn that off, that actually... No, it goes away. So this place draws power. When you're using the scanner, what it means is that you are constantly going to be losing like a power per second. If you don't have the power draw to overcome the top of that, it's very easy to bankrupt your base on power while you're away. So think about that kind of stuff before you get out there and get into trouble. It's one of those little things that kind of you learn by accident. You don't learn it on purpose, you sort of learn it as it comes up. With crystals, I've got a whole bunch of quartz inside of here. I'd like to add some windows to this place if I can. Let's do it. Let's add some windows. Oh, I don't have glass. I was going to be like, why is this not working right now? There we go. Now we have glass. So I can do this right here. I like to have viewports and places that I can see out of. I prefer that my bases have lots of windows. I really do. I like windows on my base. I also like to make the little hallways that are made entirely of glass, but, you know, it works when it works. How much HP does this place have? Oh, not very much. Okay, so it might be worth tracking down some lithium, too, so we can slap some reinforcement patches on this thing. You don't really need to worry about... You don't really need to worry about it too much. Like, your base's HP should be fine. Adding... Oh, we don't have any lead either. Adding reinforcements to your base, in my opinion, is a good idea. It makes things look prettier. It allows you to... It allows you to add HP. You can use foundations for it, or you can use the lithium patches to do it. The other thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to get a wiring kit in order so that we can make our first generator. It's a bio generator, so it's a little bit less efficient than what like I normally want to run. But what you can do is you can run around and you can grab random eggs and stuff up off the ground, and you can just throw those inside of there, and they'll work perfectly fine. They take up a lot of space, so they should burn a lot longer. This thing needed... What was the other thing that it needed? It needed a lubricant. Is that in biological, maybe? No. Crystals, food. This locker, possibly. We may not have any lubricant right now. I can fix that, though. Easy fix. And one of the reasons why I always put myself next to a kelp forest. It makes my life easier. Kelp forests tend to have most of the basic stuff you need in order to get the game moving and do stuff. You can also remote pilot those drones on the side of there. You can like fly them around and use them to mark locations, which is pretty cool. You can't use them to drop beacons or anything like that yet, but I would like to see that as a feature that gets added, where you can take that around and you can drop beacons using the drones. So the drones would fly around carrying a beacon, and they would leave beacons in locations. The drones can get destroyed, but fret not. You can make more of them. They're not a hard object to come by. So there we go. Lots more lubricant for us. Now that we have the lubricant, I can use this as my main power center over here. I will take that, drop it right there in the center, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. That old-ass reference.
Power source is a critical step towards self-sufficiency. Consider keeping a photojournal of your achievements to motivate you in times of despair.
Sure, I guess that sounds alright. I'd rather not despair, though, in the first place. I think we're making good progress. As far as things go, we've already constructed a state-of-the-art battleship that's floating up at the top of the ocean. If we can build that, chances are we can probably build a rocket ship to take us to space. I guess I'll put this in biological. They are derived from biological sources. I don't know what rogue cradles do. I think those go in an outside position. With blood oil, we can also plant those in outside seed beds. How hard is it for me to make outside beds? What are those going to look like for us right now? So with the exterior grow beds, there he is. Exterior grow bed, 2 titanium. We are whittling through our titanium supply pretty rapidly, but I'd like to get like 4 of these outside so that we can start growing blood oil and some of the other things that I think are pretty valuable for future excursions. Normally what I do is I put them over here on like a little bluff. I find that to be the best place for them. So we can take these right here, and if it don't like it, we'll try and put them somewhere else. It likes that spot, so you know what? That's good enough for me. We'll put one right there.
Farming alien plants is a proven survival strategy. Craig McGill survived 47 months on a healthy, raw salad of live tree roaches and stagroot.
Really? I'm just going to do some terrace farmings over here. Like, if it's not going to stick to the other spots that I want it to stick to, we'll do kind of like a rowdy ghetto terrace farm over on this side. We'll have them just stick off. Looks fine to me. We can probably fit something right here, in my experience, maybe. There we go. There's another one. And if I can stick something together down here, I wouldn't hate it. Might be able to get one right here, possibly. Or maybe not. Maybe the game's going to be a hater right now. A big old massive soggy hater. Yep, being a hater. Oh well, we'll put one up here then. Well, looks like we'll just have to live with 3 grow beds for right now. It will look pretty cool though once we get it done. All we need to do in order to make this work is we'll swim over here and grab one of these pods off of here. I'll probably make just like one of these, and then we'll make 2. Yeah, we'll make like we'll make a half bed of creep vine. How about that? But there's lots of plants that if you can grow them over here, it makes your life a little bit easier, because then you don't have to run out to weird biomes in order to grow this stuff. It makes things much easier on you. With biological stuff right here, I want those and those and those. Looks good. And we're going to get our grow beds set up. So we've got our 3 grow beds over here. Each one I think can take 4 plants, if I remember right. Yeah, so there's that right there. Throw that in there too. Why not? Have that grow from where it's going to grow from, and I'm sure it'll work out perfectly fine. I'll probably just load everything in this one. We don't even need that many growth beds. So there it is. We can grow some things. We'll be able to get lubricants, and we'll be able to get the stuff that starts out for benzene and a couple of other things before we go much further. The final thing we want to do today, though, is... oh, yeah, we're also going to use that stuff as fuel for our lovely little bioreactor over there. My suggestion to you is that with these marble melons here, maybe we start that off like so. We're going to preen some of these. And with these little... oh, that's marble melon seeds. Bummer. Okay. That wasn't what I planned on doing, but hey, we multiplied our marble melons. On this side, we can only fit like 4 of them in there. But our little ecology area, or little arcology area, or whatever you want to call it, our little greenhouse is getting better, okay? It's getting more solid. For this guy right here, I don't think that one's growing anymore, so let me throw that back inside of there and see if we can get a better plant grown from the lantern fruits. we can pick most of these off. And what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to eat the ones that I need. I'm going to throw the rest inside the reactor. I don't know how long they're going to take care of business, but it's biological. It can go inside the reactor. So there it is. Those 4 are going to work on it for a little while, and what you'll see right there is it fills up, and it uses it. Basically, I assume that it kind of biofuel thing, and it charges itself up. It's like a big battery, and so whenever battery's low, it'll start charging from here, as far as I remember. I don't know if it's actively pulling from right here right now, and I don't know how fast these things are going to burn out, but that's why you want to have a really well-developed farm, so you aren't constantly looking for fish and stuff in order to make everything work. I'll probably make a relaxation area, kind of like a recreation room at some point. I don't know where I'm going to put said recreation room, but with the little bit of time we have left in this episode, we need to dive down into a new biome and get ourselves into trouble. It's not necessarily a new biome for us. We have been there before, trying to poke around and get into trouble, but it's right over here. We're going to dive back down into the mushroom biome. We're going to hope that this place gives us the stuff that we need in order to continue advancing through the game. I think there's a couple of data boxes down here that I'd like to have. There's a big old glut of magnetite that you can gather down here. And it's a great opportunity for us to get our grubby little hands on some sexier resources too. Those resources that show up just G-stringed out being like, hey, how you doing? And I'll be like, oh, you know, resources, clocking my game, doing my thing. Let's grab that. Lithium right there. Absolutely need a little bit more of that. If there's anything else that can be mined on this side, I don't see it. Take special care while you're down here to grab some mushrooms for yourself, but it can be dangerous. So watch your ass before you do it, because those big old wormy things over there tend to be a little bit territorial, and their aggro range is to be considered. They will hurt you if you give them the opportunity to do so. Right here looks all right to me. Grab a little bit more magnetite. I'll probably grab like 8 magnetite before we leave. Hopefully there's nothing inside of there. Doesn't look like there is, but it should be good. I would like to tool around just a little bit. I don't know if yeah, he popped out. So he is going to have a very real problem with us. He doesn't want us to take his mushrooms. His mushrooms are his property, and he believes in sovereign property rights. Believe you me, he is going to be upset if we try to grab that shit. But we need those right there. I think that's how we get the polyaninine or whatever the hell it's called. The polyamarine or polyaninine or something. Neener juice. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. It's neener juice. Got another diamond right there. That little dude. I don't know if I picked this up with my hand. I thought that was what these came from. I guess I must have been wrong. Ah, there it is. So Jellyshroom on that side. We got a couple of seeds. I don't know how big those are. They're pretty damn big. So we can grow our own Jellyshrooms now, though. I'll probably go in for another swipe or two on this side. But part of the farming process and keeping yourself safe is grabbing what you can down. Oh, Jesus. He's right in front of us. He's pretty upset with our little Seamoth, too. Luckily, he didn't do that much damage, so we can run away. And I am going to get us back to the hole in the ceiling. I'll heal us up. And I think that's just about where we're going to think about breaking off the episode. But not for a second. Not for a minute. Not for a goddamn minute are we going to consider that. Is this my exit? Yes, it is. Oh, I could have gotten him off the Jellyshroom right there. Oh, what a big old waste of my time. I went after the big old veiny throbbing Jellyshroom, and I could have gone for the small, diminutive Jellyshroom. It's not about how big your Jellyshroom is. It's about how you use it, or at least that's what people on the internet keep saying. I think that that might be some passive way to keep you from bringing your Jellyshroom game up on point, making your Jellyshroom do a couple push-ups, you know, getting some of those HGH injections in your Jellyshroom. I don't know. You got to take care of your Jellyshroom, man. You got to take care of it. If you don't take care of it, who the hell will? Back up and out. I am not looking forward to losing a Seamoth full of upgrades and stuff right now. That should have given us enough things to conceivably maybe get the defensive upgrade for our Seamoth, which is also a great thing to have. I don't need a scan right now. I need to fix and repair. So let's fix and repair. And the final thing we're going to do today is we're going to try and get ourselves a dope paint job. I don't know what color I want everything to be, but you can do that through the base module right here. You jump onto the module, and so you can take the base color, and you can make it like, oh, I don't know. We can make the base color black. Wouldn't recommend it, because bad things happen when you do that. However, the other thing that we can do is I'm going to go for like a, I don't know, like a green and black rig up here. Let's go for something like this. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. It's not quite as light as the previous color. And then the striping we can take in. We can make this thing look good. Difference between me and UK. And then we can call it the, I don't know, I'm going to call it the Abner. So there it is. Although we got to put it in caps. Otherwise, it's not going to work out. And so there is our newly kitted out Seamoth. Looks a little bit better. Looks like something you might see, you know, at a car show or something like that. Looking pretty good. It's a little bit hazmat colored, but I'm all right with that. I will see you on the next episode of Subnautica. Thank you for stopping on in. It's been a lot of fun so far, and I do appreciate you guys taking the time every single day to stop off and watch some videos with me. If you're choosing to spend your time here, it means you're choosing to not spend your time doing other things, and I recognize the correlation. So, bye-bye. I'll see you next time. Hit that like button down below if you wanted to support the channel and help it grow. And aside from that, I'll see you later. Bye, everybody.